there was a sixth body found. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. I'm going to keep this one very, very short and simple. I've received a number of messages, emails, comments in regards to the 3 sisters that were found dead on Brighton Beach. A number of people want to know what's going on, like, are there any new updates? Is there anything happening? Is there any new information? At this point, there isn't. Surprisingly, you would think, hold on, it's been a month and a half, nearly 2 months. It's been almost 2 months since the 3 ladies were found on Brighton Beach. There was an inquest that took place only a few weeks ago. And then that inquest was adjourned until October the 8th. Make that make sense. We got told that cause of death was yet to be determined. And then we get told that they're adjourning it till the 8th of October. What for? Why so long? Are you telling me that all 3 bodies are going to be kept in fridges for another 4 or 5 months? Like, what about the funerals? People have questioned and asked about the funeral. How comes there's no funeral arrangements? It must be because they don't have a cause of death. But then that brings the question, well, why don't they have a cause of death? If these 3 ladies were found in bodies of water, drowned, then why is it so hard for that information to be ascertained? Why does the case have to be adjourned until October? Not 4 weeks, not 6 weeks, not 8 weeks, no. It's looking like 20 plus weeks. And even then, there's questions that have gone unanswered. Even then, the police could have maybe give us some type of reassurances by showing us CCTV footage of them walking along the beach. See, we were told that their handbags were found on the beach. If their handbags are found on the beach, then how comes they can't prove that the ladies walked along the beach? Why wouldn't they want to prove that these 3 ladies walked along the beach? And what makes things worse is that the feds have got the audacity to tell us that there was no third-party involvement. They can't even make the determination on how these 3 ladies died, but they can instantly tell us that there was no third-party involvement. How? How is that possible? But then at the same time, in the same breath, in the same sentence, appeal for witnesses to come forward. That tells me you don't know what's happened, therefore, how are you ruling out no third-party involvement? Doesn't make any sense. A thorough investigation would have needed to have gone into this in order for them to come to that conclusion of not having any third-party involvement. But what investigation have they done? None. Nothing. Let's be honest, otherwise they would be revealing CCTV. They would reveal a screenshot of 3 blobs just walking along the beach, but they're not. Why? Like I said as well, where are the witnesses? Where's the person that made that emergency call to say that he heard someone struggling in the water or she heard someone struggling in the water? Where is that person? Even if they don't want to come forward, where's their statement? The statement that they gave over the phone. Because all of those calls are recorded. Even if you're not going to reveal the audio, at least have a statement from the audio. But we don't even have that. So we don't even know what was said to the operator over the phone. And then it just goes radio silent, no updates, no media coverage, no nothing. We're just being told to wait until October, which doesn't make any sense for anyone. Not only is there no talk about a funeral, but still at this point, there's no mention of friends, colleagues, anyone that knew these 3 ladies prior to them being found on the beach. No one coming forward to say anything. Last video we done in regards to the 3 sisters, we were focused on the younger sister. They got a 4th sister, Lillian Jacobson. She put up a picture of her 3 sisters paying tribute and then she removed it within 1 day. Prior to her paying that tribute, she hadn't used that account for at least 6 years. So where had Lillian Jacobson been for 6 years? Why had there been no post from Lillian Jacobson after 2020 up until this point of her 3 sisters being found in bodies of water in Brighton? I remember she went missing in 2014. From 2014 to 2016, nothing. Radio silent. No pictures, no nothing of Lillian Jacobson in that 2-year period. Then all of a sudden, a new account gets made. That account is being used for about 4 years, and then she disappears for 6 years until this incident happens on Brighton Beach. Puts a picture up, pays a tribute. She says some contradicting things in that message, and then decides to delete it. A lot of strange activities surrounding this family, we have to be totally honest. All coming across extremely mysterious. Nothing seems right, nothing's sitting right, nothing seems genuine, nothing seems normal. Everything seems extremely off and odd. And then talking about odd, at the same time of these 3 bodies being discovered in Brighton, another 2 bodies was discovered. We have a man in his 50s from Hampshire. We have another undisclosed person. Name's not been mentioned, description not mentioned, no nothing. Just found literally in the same location as these 3 sisters, but nothing. I've been literally trying to research this every single day for the past 2 weeks and nothing. No updates. No family coming forward to say that was my uncle, that was my dad, that was my brother, that was my boyfriend. 2 different bodies with no descriptions, with no IDs. Just one of them, a 50-year-old man from Hampshire, but no description. Not if he's black, not if he's white, no nothing. Why the lack of transparency? Not only do we have a lack of transparency, but we have a strong and serious lack of competence here in the UK. There's a strong level of incompetence. But you know what's going to make this a lot more weirder, ladies and gentlemen? Is that there was a 6th body found. 6 bodies. So a 6th body had been found after the 2 bodies that we've already discussed. After the 2 unidentified bodies that were found on Brighton Beach, along with the 3 sisters, a 6th body had been found last week. I didn't bring that video to your attention, although I did know about it last week, but a 6th body had been found. Now, it's not in the exact same location as where the 3 sisters and the other 2 bodies had more or less been found. This was closer to Eastbourne. So just doing a bit of research on the 6th body that was found in Eastbourne, which is only a few miles away from Brighton, ladies and gentlemen. Emergency services recovered the body of a 47-year-old Brighton man from the sea near Eastbourne on the 7th of June, so 10 days ago. This would have been the 6th body off the back of finding the 3 bodies. So if the 3 bodies were found in May, and we're in June, we're talking about 6 bodies being found in bodies of water in little over a month. In little over a month, we've had 6 bodies in the same locality being found in water. And the local authorities in that area, ladies and gentlemen, are keeping it all zipped. So, you know, my nose keeps running. My nose doesn't stop running. Hay fever is back. Hay fever is back. I need to quickly run and get myself some tissue, blood. So in a space of 1 month, we've had 6 dead bodies appear in more or less the same locality. 5 in Brighton, 1 in Eastbourne. There's been no identities of who these people are. What's extremely weird is the last historical case of someone being found in water in the same area would have been back in December of 2025, and they have been named as Jennifer Keeley. They identified Jennifer Keeley, but these other 3 bodies off the back of the 3 sisters, they don't want to ID. You have to ask yourself, why is that? Because of the 3 sisters? Is it because these other 3 bodies could potentially be linked to the 3 sisters? Based on the radio silence and the fact that they are not trying to be transparent with us, it tells us that they're trying to cover up something. It tells us that they're trying to hide something. Otherwise, you would be forthcoming with the information. For whatever reason, these 2 male bodies that were found in Rottingdean Beach and the other one found on Madeira Drive, right where the 3 sisters were found, along with this 6th body that was found in Eastbourne, no transparency, no information regarding what's actually taking place there. We're just gonna brush it under the carpet and act like it never happened. Because that's what it feels like. Maybe, just maybe, there's no updates or no information regarding the 2 bodies that have been discovered after the 3 sisters, as well as the 3rd one, making it the 6th. Maybe there's no updates because they are thoroughly investigating those cases and trying to connect some dots. And that could explain why they adjourned the 3 sisters case to October, giving them enough time to understand what has really happened. Say at this point, if everything was just an accident, if everything was just normal, if those 3 sisters went there for a bit of fun, there would be no reason for the police to act the way they've been acting with all 6 of these bodies. They would have been open and transparent about the 3 sisters, and they would have been open and transparent about the 2 other bodies, as well as this 6th body that was found in Eastbourne. The only reason why, in my opinion, they may not have told us about it is because they are still investigating how they come to be found in water. It's going to be a very, very quick one. I know there's a lot of people that are interested in finding out what's happened here. They want to know if there's any updates, if there's any more information. Unfortunately, there isn't. There isn't. But you know, I'll be one of the first people to bring it to your attention the moment there is. Let me know what your thoughts, opinions, and feelings are at this moment in time. Leave all of that in the comments section down below. I will be responding to as many of those comments as I possibly can. As I said, we will be back with another update the moment we get it. There are 1 or 2 other things I could potentially speak about at this point. I do need to do a bit more due diligence before I bring it to your attention, so do bear with me. If I feel like I have got something that is concrete at that point, then I will definitely be doing a video. Regardless of that, once we get an update, we will be back. So don't go anywhere. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn the notification bells on, comments down below. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.